Hey guys, how are we doing? So in today's show, I want to share a mentality that I still carry with me today in business. Welcome to the Time Domination Show. I am your host, James Baldwin. And if you are coming through, if this does resonate with you, then you may be interested in joining our 5-day Time Domination Challenge, which is coming up on the 14th of February. It's helping business owners take much more control in their business of their time, their energy management, their productivity levels, their balance, to be the asset in their business. Okay, listen, how are we doing? So I'm going to go through this. I want to share a situation with you. I want to share a mentality that I had with you when I very first started in business, my very first year of business, and why I still carry it around with me today. And I hope that this can help you in terms of your mindset so that you can take this into your business and thrive in it and take it forwards. Okay, here we go. So listen, 2013, July the 13th was my first day of working for myself. I had never been in business before. I've done no business courses. I didn't even know what a fucking P&L sheet was at the time. I just literally went all in. Okay, and this was my situation. I had £600 coming in from a side hustle that I had over a year and a half whilst I was a college lecturer after leaving the military. Going out, I had about £2,500 worth of like bills and mortgages and stuff to pay. Okay, I pretty much was living when I started here off Tesco value bread and baked beans. Honestly, I reckon that 3 nights of the week I was having scrambled egg on toast or baked beans on toast because my shopping budget was so low. All right, and most of the money that I had, I used for the kids when they come round to see. I had joint custody at the time, and when they came round was the only time that I ever put the heating on because we couldn't afford to run the heating all the time. We're literally at breaking point here. I cycled everywhere, and my first business was as a PT, and I run fitness classes and did PTs. So I cycled literally everywhere. It was kind of like one of those things everyone used to see me cycling through the rain or in the summer, cycling with my top off. I literally lived, okay, on that bike because I couldn't afford a car, couldn't afford the insurance or the petrol. And I was literally down to my bare bones, all right? And I was that desperate that I went and bought Davina kettlebells off Argos because I had to have something, some form of tools, and they were like $9.99, and that was about all I could afford right there. So that was my situation. I was on the bones of my ass, and I really had to make sure that I showed up. In my first year of business, the July 2014, we registered a 6-figure business, all right, in that time. I took the business from July 2013 to July 2014 to the business being 100 grand. That's not like, look at me. This is like the mentality that I had when I was in this position is what got me to that. I didn't know anything, but I had to have, I'll find a way to make a business work and learn how to run a business quickly. And I want to go through some of these tips and the mindsets that I had that got me from here to here. And then I'm going to tell you why I always think like this. Okay, so the things that really helped me get from that 2013 to that 2014 was a work ethic. Right, at the time, I was single. I was just going through a divorce. I was separated with the kids, so I saw them half the week. So the times I didn't have the kids, I would work my nuts off. I would work 18, 20 hours a week sometimes. Literally, I would be out PTing at 5 in the morning, walking through the door at 10 o'clock at night, having finished, okay, when I wasn't with the kids. And that was because the fear of losing my house or the fear of not knowing what I was going to do if I start getting those repossession notices keep coming through and those reminders keep coming through. And it was just that pure work, that pure drive to actually put the work in to change that situation. Okay. The mission statement, when I first started this, I always wanted to create the mission statement. So what, and it links into here, start with the end in mind. What was I trying to achieve and why? And I visualized, and I spent half a day, literally, I watched this video on YouTube of this guy who was talking about creating your mission statement. He was talking about your vision in your business, because I lived on YouTube between 2013 and 14. I was listening to all the experts, all the gurus, and I was taking what I thought was useful for me and getting rid of the rest. But this guy was talking about creating a vision, creating an end state. So I did, and that was my end state. That was my goal, that I wanted to have security for my kids at the time. So I went all in. I had consistency, control, and clarity. Now, the key thing when you're building your business is consistency. There are too many people in a business that start, then stop, start, then stop, and they allow the outside world or people, their emotions or their energy levels to be burnt out. So they go really hard and then they stop. They go really hard and then stop. And it's just, you know, this consistency focus of putting out your content, reaching out to customers, getting customer feedback, sending your emails, doing your social media structures. Like it is constant, of course it is. And that's why controlling of your time and your energy and your productivity levels are key to remain consistent. So we stay consistent, we stay present throughout. We don't go, we're on it, we're off it, we're on it, we're off it. Like the whole weight loss kind of scenario of, you know, I'm eating well, I'm not eating well. You know, consistency always is the winner. And then I sort of found clarity. Over time, through a process, I started to feel clarity in the direction I was going. Okay? I was prepared to fail. And I always talk a lot about this. Failure is great. The more that you fail, the quicker you fail, then the more you are going to learn. When you learn, you gain experience. And the more experience you get, the more you grow. All right? So fail, learn, experience, grow. Accept it. Embrace it. Fucking want it. Because if you're not failing, you're not moving forwards. You're staying safe. You're playing safe. And you never learn shit playing safe. Okay. Value people and time over money. One of the biggest things is that when I was doing this and I used to work with people and they were struggling with their weight, with their fitness, with their confidence, it's actually to give a shit about the people that you're working with. That's one of the biggest things that I see missing. Everyone is fucking on the hunt for this fucking money, for this shiny object. And it distracts you from the reason that you're actually being in that job in the first place. I'm here to help business owners improve the way they live their lives so they don't mentally torture themselves or burn themselves into the ground or lose their business. Like I nearly did. Like I got obsessive as soon as I went past 2014, I got obsessive with it. And it's my job to help business owners. I genuinely give a shit about them, giving them my time. I do live feeds every single day. And that is number one key. And that was my process to going from that 2013, that dire straits to 2014. This mentality here is what stops me from being complacent. Even today, I come into work every single day and I imagine that I've got maybe 1 or 2 or 3 clients. That if I don't bring in a number of clients or I don't help a number of people or I don't build this empire, then my staff, they're not going to have a job. Then the house, we're not going to have a roof over our head. And I always put that fear in the back of my mind. I always visualize that when I do my journal. I sit down here and that's the way that I always have. That mentality I always have. Because it keeps me hungry. It keeps me passionate. It keeps me focused on building this business and building this empire. And if you get too complacent and you think that you've made it and you think that you're winning, that's the minute you stop. And you take your eye off the ball and you get into the habit of taking your eye off the ball. If you want to win, in your business, it's making sure that you put yourself in a state that always ignites some of these points. Because I'm in this state mentally, state of mind, and I put myself in that position, all of these qualities keep coming out. Because that's just what I recognize. That's my relationship. When I put myself in that position that, okay, I'm going to start again today. Whatever happened yesterday, great. We built up loads of clients. Today we're going to imagine we've got none. So what are you going to do about it? And that makes you more resilient, more robust, more lively, more passionate to go out and figure out a way to overcome all the hurdles, to overcome all of the problems, to get you to where you want to be. All right, guys? And this is the type of stuff that I'm going to teach on the 5-day time domination challenge. I want to get you focused. I want to get you passionate. I want to get you off your ass. I want you to stop playing safe. I want you to stop pushing yourself. If that's what you want. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're happy just trickling along. All right, guys. So listen, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you've been in a similar situation, share it with the community down below. Until tomorrow, I'll see you later.